Hi, my name is Cindy. It's chilly this morning, so I put on my husband's scruffy old comfy jacket to keep warm. I'd like to read a post that I wrote September 10th, 2018, because we were talking about my sunflowers and how I didn't get them this year. But it brought back memories, and I looked this up, and I'd like to read it. I hadn't realized that I had bought mammoth sunflower seeds, but that made the excitement even greater as they began to grow. 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet. That's about the time I noticed that other people's sunflowers were blooming all over the place, but not ours. They continued to grow 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet. My husband noticed that one of the very smallest plants, almost dwarfed by the size of the other plants, had indeed bloomed a very small flower. But that was it. And that's when the storm hit. Ferociously, it stormed all night and left destruction throughout our neighborhood. Our front yard was filled with branches and leaves, as well as every yard of every house on the block. Trees were uprooted at the park a few blocks away. One tree had crashed down upon a parked car, totally demolishing it. One tree completely snapped off its trunk and landed upside down in the yard of one house. We were taking pictures everywhere. If the storm was hard on the trees, it was harder on our sunflower plants. They laid flattened out on the ground, completely lifeless. My husband stood up the ones that looked like they might still make it, and he tied them off with a rope to our porch. The rest he chopped at the roots and hauled off to throw in a pile next to our trash cans. A few days later, my husband came to tell me that one of them had bloomed. We walked out to the trash pile and stood gazing in silence at this miracle of miracles. Face down in the dirt, an 8-foot sunflower plant had bloomed a flower as big as my hand with my fingers stretched wide. It had been through the worst adversity any plant could ever go through, chopped down, thrown on the trash pile, and yet it continued to do what God had created it to do. It bloomed. I felt in awe of this plant. With tears in my eyes, I asked my husband to help me pick it up, and we attached it to the backyard fence. Every time we go out to our car, we look at it. It's still blooming, and now the bees are all over it receiving nourishment. Soon it will die, but the memory of it will linger in my mind. I want to be like that plant. Through the worst adversity that life could throw at me, knocked down and ignored sometimes by people, whatever, I want to always continue to do what God created me to do. I want to bloom. My name is Cindy. I hope to see you again soon.